Okay, so what we'll do is I'll get you to introduce yourself for the record, the organization you are representing, if applicable, and where you live, and what ward if applicable. You'll have 5 minutes to address executive committee, after which you will have the opportunity to respond to any questions that the members may have for you. I'll try to give you a minute warning and 30-second warning. And you can get started whenever you feel comfortable.
Thank you, Your Worship. Since we, until recently, have had no corporate strategy to adapt operations for the climate, it makes perfect sense to order more loud, smelly, and expensive buses now. We don't need more of those woke electric buses. We may have started out 110 years ago with the best electric public transportation system money could buy above the ground, but we've evolved past the need for zero-emission public transportation, as demonstrated by most of our council and City Hall administration avoiding using Regina Transit like the plague. But I have to update that because earlier today, Dr. Dolter's delegation let us know that since we all know that 94% of Regina avoids using Regina Transit regularly, well, far fewer than that avoided the plague. So anyway, that analogy doesn't really fly. Sorry. I can't think of a single reason we'd want to reduce our emissions, make streets quieter, or have these girly buses that hum instead of roar to life. And apparently neither can City Hall or this council think of a single reason anymore. Gone are the days of approving the energy and sustainability framework unanimously or the transportation master plan. People don't buy loud and smelly manly pickup trucks to drive in Regina because they're the affordable option, and neither should Regina consider things like long-term affordability or horrendous air and noise pollution when buying buses. Wait, since I wrote all that, I read your website, regina.ca, and it turns out that Council approved the ordering of 20 new buses for delivery this year and next, and they're electric. And the purchase of electric buses is in alignment with both the Regina Transit Master Plan and the Energy and Sustainability Framework, and will reduce Regina Transit's greenhouse gas emissions by 40%. The city also applied for funding through the federal government's Zero Emission Transit Fund. The total project cost is $52 million, with the federal government covering up to 50% of that infrastructure and bus cost. And the City of Regina has been approved to receive $26 million in funding through the federal government's Permanent Public Transit Program, Zero Emissions Transit Fund. So I guess what I said earlier was a lot of nonsense, something that this report has in common. Maybe using federal transit money for a pool project wasn't so bright in hindsight. Neither is getting zero notable dollars from the provincial government for transit, when it's much more their responsibility than Ottawa's. I can take any questions.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. Are there any questions from council members? Okay, seeing none, I can ask you to disconnect from the meeting, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.